Stop buying this bread. That soft, innocent-looking loaf you put in your cart every week, it's secretly engineered to make you gain weight and mess with your health. You grew up on these 5 brands, but today, we're calling them out. I'm taking you behind the label to expose the hidden sugars, lab-made chemicals, and sneaky preservatives they're feeding you. This isn't your grandma's bread. It's an ultra-processed trap. And by the end of this video, you will never look at the bread aisle the same way again. Trust me, you need to see this to protect your pantry. Let's start with brand number 1, which is Stroehmann Dutch Country White Bread. Stroehmann is a brand many people trust with Pennsylvania Dutch branding that makes you think of simple, traditional baking. But a quick look at the ingredient list for their classic white bread tells a much different story. The first ingredient is enriched wheat flour. Now, enriched isn't just a marketing buzzword. It's a regulated term from the FDA. It means that after the flour was stripped of its most nutritious parts, the bran and the germ, which contain the fiber, vitamins, and minerals, a few synthetic vitamins, and iron are added back in. While this replaces some nutrients, it doesn't restore the fiber or all the other goodness that was lost in the first place. Next up are the sweeteners. Some of Stroehmann's breads, including their classic white varieties, contain high fructose corn syrup, and then you have the preservatives like calcium propionate. This additive is used to prevent mold. While regulatory bodies like the FDA consider it safe at the levels used in food, some people prefer to avoid chemical preservatives when possible. When you add up the refined flour, sweeteners, and chemical additives, that wholesome-looking loaf starts to look a lot less appealing. Number 2, Sunbeam Giant White Bread. Ah, Sunbeam. That little girl on the package is a classic piece of American nostalgia. For decades, it's been the go-to for school lunches and quick breakfasts, but that nostalgia can make us overlook what's inside. Like the others, it starts with enriched flour, which means it's low in fiber and can hit your bloodstream pretty fast. But a key ingredient in many Sunbeam breads is high fructose corn syrup, which often appears high on the ingredient list right after flour and water. Diets high in added sugars, especially high fructose corn syrup, are consistently linked to a greater risk of weight gain, type 2 diabetes, and other metabolic problems. Sunbeam also contains various dough conditioners and emulsifiers like sodium, stearoyl, lactylate, and monoglycerides. These are industrial agents that help create a uniform, soft texture and keep the dough from sticking to factory machines. Their presence is a clear sign that you're looking at a highly processed product where the priority is consistency, not nutrition. You'll also find a notable amount of sodium. 2 slices of their giant white bread can contain around 260 to 280 milligrams of sodium, which is about 11 to 12% of the recommended daily intake. Number 3, Pepperidge Farm Farmhouse Hearty White. Pepperidge Farm often presents itself as a more premium, almost bakery-style brand. The Farmhouse line, with its rustic packaging, gives off a vibe of quality and care. But let's check the nutrition label. A single slice of their Farmhouse Hearty White bread contains 4 grams of added sugar. That means a simple sandwich with 2 slices starts you off with 8 grams of sugar before you've even added any jam or other fillings. For comparison, that's as much sugar as some cookies. A slice also has only 1 gram of fiber, which doesn't do much to slow down that sugar absorption. The sodium is also up there at around 220 to 230 milligrams per slice. So a sandwich with 2 slices can add up to nearly 20% of your daily sodium limit. Beyond that, you'll find the usual suspects. Additives like calcium propionate and sorbic acid to keep it fresh, along with emulsifiers like monoglycerides. While the FDA has cracked down on artificial trans fats from partially hydrogenated oils, some consumers still choose to limit emulsifiers that are associated with highly processed foods. The Farmhouse label is clever marketing, but at its core, this is an ultra-processed loaf. We're about to cover 2 of the biggest and most surprising brands on this list. But first, drop a comment below. Is one of these bread brands sitting in your pantry right now? Did you grow up eating them? I'm curious to know. Number 4, King's Hawaiian Sweet Bread. This one has become a sensation. King's Hawaiian bread, whether it's the famous rolls or the sliced bread, is known for that incredibly sweet, soft, and fluffy texture. It's a favorite for sliders and French toast, but here's the reality check. You should probably think of it more as a dessert than a daily bread. Let's talk about the sugar. A single standard size roll contains around 5 grams of added sugar. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 36 grams of added sugar per day for men and 25 grams for women. 2 of these rolls could easily make up nearly 40-50% of a woman's daily limit. That much sugar at once is a recipe for a blood sugar roller coaster and can trigger cravings for even more sweets. Then you get to the ingredients you might not recognize, like ammonium sulfate. While the food-grade version is considered safe by the FDA, it's a chemical that's also used in fertilizer to feed plants. In bread, it's used to feed the yeast. King's Hawaiian also contains other industrial additives like sodium, stearoyl lactylate to get that signature texture and long shelf life. It's a marvel of food engineering, for sure, but that amazing taste and texture come at a nutritional price. Number 5, Wonder Bread Classic White. And now, the one that started it all. Wonder Bread is probably the most iconic American bread brand ever. It promised to help build strong bodies 12 ways and became a symbol of modern convenience. Unfortunately, it's also a prime example of a nutritionally lacking, highly processed bread. The ingredient list for Wonder Bread is famously long, full of dough, conditioners, emulsifiers, and preservatives. It kicks off with enriched flour and contains very little dietary fiber. Some versions list around 1 gram per slice, while others have 2 to 3 grams in a 2-slice serving. The company has also gotten into trouble for its health claims. Back in the early 2000s, the Federal Trade Commission took action against Wonder Bread's marketers for making unsubstantiated claims that the added calcium in their bread could improve children's brain function and memory. The company was forced to stop making those specific claims unless they could back them up with solid scientific evidence. Today's Wonder Bread is a classic combination of enriched flour, sugar, or high fructose corn syrup, soybean oil, and a list of additives, the definition of an ultra-processed food. Okay, I know I just rained on a lot of sandwich parades, so let's talk about the solution. The good news is that choosing a healthy bread is pretty simple once you know what to look for. You don't have to give up bread, you just need to shop a little smarter. Here's your new checklist for the bread aisle. First, ignore the flashy claims on the front of the bag. Words like natural, hearty, farm, and even multigrain can be misleading. Multigrain just means there's more than one type of grain, not that those grains are whole. Second, flip the bag over and read the ingredients. The truth is always on the back. You want to see a short list of ingredients you can actually recognize. If it reads like a science experiment, put it down. Third, make sure 100% whole grain or 100% whole wheat is the very first ingredient listed. This guarantees you're getting the entire grain, the fiber-rich bran, and the nutrient-dense germ. Fourth, glance at the nutrition facts for fiber and sugar. A good target is to find a bread with at least 3 grams of fiber per slice. For sugar, aim for 2 grams or less of added sugar per slice. Breads like 100% whole wheat, sourdough, sprouted grain breads, or many organic whole grain loaves are often great options. They usually have simpler ingredients, more fiber and protein, and are free from all the chemical extras and added sugars that can mess with your health. The bread aisle is a confusing place, full of marketing buzzwords and brands we've trusted for years without a second thought. But as we've seen, many of America's most beloved breads are ultra-processed foods packed with refined flour, added sugar, and a long list of chemical additives. The goal here isn't to make you feel bad about what you've been eating. It's to empower you with the right information. The most powerful thing you can do is to start reading the ingredient list. By choosing breads with short, simple ingredients and 100% whole grains, you're taking a huge step toward better metabolic health, more stable energy levels, and breaking free from that cycle of cravings. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button and share this with a friend who might still have one of these brands in their kitchen. It's time we demand better from our food, one slice at a time. Thanks for watching.